With politicians trying to court the crypto world and ETFs currently ranking in $1 billion of inflows per week, it's no secret that big companies and investment funds are starting to get hot on crypto. But how many publicly traded corporations have gone so far as to hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset in their treasury? The answer? Maybe more than you think. It's official. Bitcoin is starting to take over corporate treasuries. As of October 1st, 2024, 42 public companies and at least 50 known private companies or entities are holding a part of their reserves in the little orange coin. This is a trend that's building, and with the green light for companies to trade through ETFs, it's getting a whole lot easier for public corporations to take a bite of the Bitcoin cherry. The world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, for example, has already gobbled up $23.7 billion worth of BTC for its own fund, which amounts to over 1.7% of the entire Bitcoin supply. But there will only ever be 21 million of those little orange coins in existence. So other companies that operate Bitcoin ETFs like Grayscale and Fidelity are also hoovering up a significant percentage of available Bitcoins for themselves, with over 1% and 0.84% respectively. Of course, it's not only companies that offer ETF trading who are amassing BTC. Publicly traded companies like MicroStrategy have been stacking sats for years now and have ballooned in value because of it. MicroStrategy first bought Bitcoin in 2020 as a forward-thinking way to prevent inflation from effectively shrinking the size of their balance sheet. Fast forward to 2024 and the business intelligence and mobile software company now owns over 252,000 Bitcoin, with most of that supply now well into the green. Imagine where they'd be now if MicroStrategy had simply held on to US dollars. At the recent Bitcoin 2024 conference in Tennessee, MicroStrategy Executive Chairman Michael Saylor even suggested that the US government should get in on the act and try to buy the majority of Bitcoin in existence before its value increases into the hundreds of trillions, referring to BTC as the Manhattan of cyberspace. Other familiar names on the list of public companies that own Bitcoin are Tesla with 9,720 BTC on the balance sheet, Coinbase with 9,000, Block with 8,200, and Galaxy Digital with 8,100. But sitting at number 2 on the list is a lesser known name in Marathon Digital Holdings, an operation that started out as a small patent holding firm before rebranding itself as a digital assets and mining company. Marathon Digital has been mining Bitcoin since 2010 and currently holds over 25,000 BTC, almost worth $2 billion at current valuations. The company's stock price caused a stir when it soared by over 150 times from 2020 to 2021, shortly after the acquisition of tens of thousands of Isaac Bitcoin miners. Other Bitcoin mining companies that are currently hodling huge supplies of Bitcoin are Riot Platforms Incorporated and Hut 8. And of course, this list wouldn't be complete without mentioning Exodus, the leading self-custodial crypto platform that well and truly puts its money where its mouth is, holding a higher percentage of crypto than cash in our treasury. In fact, the company's latest Q2 earnings report shows that the current value of the digital assets in the Exodus treasury, which includes 1,300 Bitcoin, outweigh our entire company valuation. Exodus as a company has shown year-over-year revenue growth, and this is down not only to the company's high standards and operational excellence, but also the continued long-term growth of the digital assets market. Exodus CFO James Gernetsky called Bitcoin one of the best investments ever, noting that you can pick any time period and the chances are that BTC would be a top, if not the top, performer. Gernetsky also pointed out that Bitcoin is now positively viewed by the investment community, especially given the excessive inflation of recent years. Asset manager and ETF provider VanEck shared this sentiment in a September 2024 report where Matthew Siegel, head of digital assets research, said that he expected Bitcoin's long-term bull market to continue for the foreseeable future. This was put down to a few factors, but with none so important as Bitcoin's growing adoption with institutional investors as a vehicle for storing storing and transferring value. What has been up to now a retail-driven phenomenon now has the support of some of the biggest names in the global economy. So, however you look at the future of Bitcoin, it's clear that we are no longer in the realms of speculation here. The amassing of BTC by public companies, investment funds, and even state governments is a hard fact. Bitcoin has already changed the world of finance forever. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please give a like and subscribe to the channel for more great crypto videos from Exodus.